Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Thursday afternoon, April 7th. We are looking at Window Traders Market Profile of SPY, IWMN Triple Qs. Fascinating, this market. It really is. Another great educational day, another great learning day as you have to change your game plan. Excellent day overall for both myself and the trading room. SPY does put itself back into daily balance on the daily. So all three time frames are balanced. Russell and Qs do not, but they do have some tremendous comebacks, taking back trend days that they had on the downside. We actually go out with a price probe and a trend day up right above the 200-day moving average. It was so mechanical today. It was incredible how we got within pennies there. So the ES is a week low against yesterday's low. SPY missed it by 6 cents. We missed filling the price probe from the other day by, 30 cents or so. Not by much. 36 cents. We held single prints. We went back and forth through the 20-day moving average for a while before we blew through it. And then we finally blew above the 200. But again, one day doesn't make a market. All this was again today was short covering and momentum buying. All today was, until J period for the most part, was rectifying what happened when the minutes came out. We've talked about this. JKLM, this was nonsense. Well, guess what? All day today was nonsense inside of that until we finally took out yesterday's high to come into balance. That didn't happen until K period when the Three Stooges started. Now, we did come into balance, so that's huge. But that's all we did so far. So I posed the question to the room. What's going to get filled first? We had a price probe today and single prints. Does that get taken back first? Or do we get the price probe from the 5th and that trend day and get into the upper distribution? If all this was short covering momentum buying, I wouldn't doubt if this one gets taken back. However, we should get a better idea tomorrow. If we open up, especially above, and hold the single prints and the 200-day moving average and take out today's high, then we have a good chance to at least test the upper distribution from the 5th. Always thinking ahead. It's a chess game. Actually, Triple Qs had a chance for an outside day up, but they never got the day's high. They almost got it and L failed, so they never even had the attempt. Russell never did. So they're all still down in the daily. As far as my trades, didn't do a lot, but I did some big ones. B period. When B period came down after A popped up and B, I don't know why this happened, but B did take out A's high and came back. I took 2 lots of 5, did okay on them. It held the open and went up, took those off. My best trade in the morning was C period. I played Innovator right when it looked like we were going to take out B's low, took the short, the 445 calls in A, the 447 puts in B on the 25 lot, which paid very nicely. Then I didn't do anything until H. This was nothing to me. I really thought, and we had great discussion in the room, and this is another great thing about the room, when things, we're slow and we're trying to see what's happening. And my thesis was at the time, sellers are in control still on the daily. Why? We had overlapping lower value at the time. By the way, value ended unchanged. Overlapping lower value. We had indices down. IB low. Overnight low. So we had a lot of things in favor of the bears. I really thought we were going to test and take out yesterday's low. And there was nothing below there to the 50-day moving average and the weekly balance low. Well, I was wrong. But I didn't get hurt. A lot of people in my room actually bought G's low. I said, I'm not doing that. Now, usually I'm one that loves to fade. Right? You know how I love to fade new lows if we don't get much. But I wasn't comfortable because we didn't even take out yesterday's low. And I wanted to see what was below there. So I didn't do anything. But some people did very well. Then in H, I still wasn't convinced. So at the time, half back, value high, was all back, was below here, right? We went high, that moved everything. I took just a 10 lot. First I took a small short right above F's high. Got above the open, I took it off. I was like, I don't like it, for a loss. Got back up again, took it right around C's high, and that point, it backed up. So I lost, I think, 15 cents on that short, but I made 30 cents on that one. So I still made money on that short in H. Once I took out H's high, I knew the writing was on the wall. You could just sense it. So the game plan changes. Even though I wasn't convinced in H that we were going to go take the day's high out, I period convinced me of that. And when I backed up a little bit prior to taking out B's high, I started a call play. Started too early, actually. I bought 20, 20, and then 100. I'm sorry, I did that in J. That wasn't I. That was J period. J period. Before it took out I's high. When J backed off a bit, I bought 20, 20, and 100. And I was holding them. K came around. I was like, I can't have K take out J's low. I'm just looking to get back to B's high on the majority. It did that. It popped. Made money on it. Now, the risk reward wasn't great because when I started on the first 20, I was getting hurt, but I still made money on the trade. And then I actually got myself back into the trade to go fill the gap in L period. Took a 15 play, just a 15-1 to go fill the gap. And it worked. So, again, game plan changed. Even though I wasn't convinced, two things I didn't do. I didn't get stubborn and just short saying it can't happen. I just watched it. And then the second thing was, once I was convinced that now something really did change and we're going to take out the high, I made sure I got paid for it in both J and L. So it turned out to be a very good day. As far as destinations, upside. 450.69 today's high. 451.05 price probe from the 5th. L's low. Then the single prints. 451.41 to 452.38. M's low. I'm sorry, M's high to K's low. And then 454.67. Afternoon rally high from that day. For the downside, I'm using L's high today. Price probe 450.52. Single prints 448.43. M's low to J's high to 23. And then nothing into today's low of 443.53. So this is why I think things are still dicey. A market in balance is a market waiting for more MGI. So even though this is impressive what the bulls did, all it was short covering and momentum buying. So if that dries up and we open below J's high and take back the trend day and get below the 200-day moving average, until we know what the overnight low is, we have nothing until today's low. So again, things to keep in mind. And then on the chart, tomorrow I'll recap all three of these indices again. I'm just going to show you the daily. So as you can see, we're in a 2-day balance. Plain and simple. We're above now both the 20 and the 200 for now. We're above the 200 by only 70-something cents. So if the buyers, if that short covering brings in new buying, then we should take out today's high, get the price probe in the single prints. If we don't bring in new buying, well, then we might languish inside of today's range and have a 3-day balance. Hope you had a good day trading. Thanks for the likes and subscribing. Enjoy your evening, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.